Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good, good. Yeah, this is about to turn into the Marcel Walton Rayom hour. If your audio didn't work, I was about to just start talking about whatever. I'm playing
Oh,
through Ghost of
yeah.
Tsushima again, so we were about to get a whole breakdown about that. Probably saved a lot of
Okay.
people who don't care about video games.
All right. Well, you got any good reviews of any of your latest video games? Anything new?
Dude, it's not new, but like I think Ghost really might be one of the best games of all time. I don't think it's a hot take either. I think it's a pretty popular take, but I just picked it back up, downloaded like the PlayStation 5 version, thinking, all right, how much better could these graphics really get? I posted a screenshot on Twitter. Man, the lighting, the sunsets are perfect. Every blade of grass has its own life of its own. The waves crash realistic. It's a
Oh, wait
stupid
a
game.
minute. Sunset, waves crashing. So what'd you do? Just freeze the moment there, call Haley, bring over some wine, some snacks, and all. You had like a picnic
Got
in
just
front
this
of the table since you had the scene
blood
set
soaked
and everything?
blood soaked samurai. That's how cool. Like you getting these little sword batters, the splatters like all over your armor. Like if you're wearing white, like you're in a heavy battle, that will be blood red, literally blood red by the time you're done with that. I'm like, man, bro, the realism on here. They have an option to turn the blood off. It is so bloody of a game, but it doesn't feel gratuitous. Like it doesn't feel like it's ever over the top. It feels like, yeah, all right, this will probably happen. This probably happened.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Either
Have you
way,
seen
games are
any
dropping.
movies lately?
I'm waiting for Oppenheimer. I'm waiting for Oppenheimer. I'm gonna go. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
that one looks like I just saw the previews of it. I went to see the new Mission Impossible 2 days ago, and it was excellent, by the way. It was, I really enjoyed it. If you enjoy the franchise, then you'll enjoy, the movie. It was really, really good. They left a nice cliffhanger too for part 2 and all that. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but it was good. That I will say. I got a question here. I guess we got a panicking Doll fan, Reynaldo Mesa says, "Oh, what's up with Cook and playing with the Dolphins, bro? I don't think he will sign here. He's looking for money, and Miami, like you said, they are not paying big bucks. So, should Reynaldo really be panicking the way he's panicking? What do you tell the Dolph fan that is anxious, panicking, or chilled out?"
This is. It's not worth panicking. Like even if he doesn't sign here, I don't think it's worth like. It's not worth like throwing things over and being mad and tearing your shirt and clothes and the weeping and gnashing of teeth. Like if he doesn't come here, a good running back isn't going to play for the Dolphins. Like a very good player won't be with the Dolphins if he doesn't sign here. They still have three very capable running backs. You know what I mean? Like if he comes here, yeah, I think obviously it makes the team better. I think I tweeted it yesterday. Like I'm not an idiot. Like Dalvin Cook makes the Dolphins better. I would never argue anything other than that. But I don't think the elevation they get by signing him is as like astronomical as maybe people are going to think. Like it's not like, you know, I don't think any team ever is a running back away. And like this is coming from somebody who would take a running back in the first round in the right situation. I don't think any team can say, "Oh, they're a running back away from winning the Super Bowl." And the Dolphins are no different. Even after all these additions, they're not a running back away from being a Super Bowl contender. I think they can win a playoff game with this roster as constructed. And once you win a playoff game, kind of all bets are off. You know, you can. There's no limit to what you can kind of achieve. All you got to do is be hot at the right time. I said it
I'm
this
with.
whole time. It is July 14th. I
Mhm.
have said that week of the 20th. So next week is when I will actually start taking these conversations seriously. It's a week before training camp. You know, give somebody a chance to settle in, settle down, so they don't go into camp too amped up. But no, if he wants money, man, all power to him. You only get so many years as a running back. Maximize your prime.
Yeah, I'm with you there. By the way, Brooklyn Rob says, "I wish Ghost was available for PC. I'm an excellent PC gamer. Heard it was awesome." So there you go. You've got another person that wants to play Ghost, but on the PC side. And then
I'll sell you my PS4 if you want it. You can get
Pat in Nashville is asking Marcel's lanyard today's podcast. What's up?
Where have we been? Where have we been? It's so funny because like I told myself every year since like 2017, save the lanyards, like want to make a collage, this and that. I think I went to Dabo Sweeney's house when I was covering Clemson, and even he has all his lanyards and passes saved. So I was like, Dabo's doing it, like I should as well. And but I just always forgot. I would always throw them away. I'd leave them in the hotel room. I would do this and that. So all of them that you see behind me, this is really like for the most part, this is since I've been in Miami. Like this isn't even all of them. I got lanyards for years, man. Except I think where is it?
I'm with
This
you. I
one.
have a box. That's a box.
This is old. This is my oldest one right here. This was from college. I covered the last BCS national title game, Florida State and Auburn, the Jameis Winston game. Like so,
what year were you born?
92.
So 92. Wow, I have lanyards that are as old as you are.
Hey,
I started 91.
I was about to say you gotta process that information. I'll be all right.
I got a box this big, bro, full of lanyards, full of press passes, lanyards. I don't even know. Would that be a good show for people where I just go through the press passes? Maybe you know what I should do that because stories will come to me, experiences will come to me from those things. So maybe I could do something like that. I got a box, bro, just like loaded. Like, remember, I was a beat guy for years,
I'm
so
about to
I was
say
like I was going to every event, bro. Crazy shit, dude.
no,
So yeah,
looking at all of these, like I could probably come up with a good story for just
right.
about every single lanyard on here. Just about
That's
every single lanyard.
that's what came to my mind when I was thinking about that. I was going, the one thing I could get out of that is I could probably come up with a
Like
story from this lanyard, from this moment, from this game, and then I remember something like that. I don't know if any of you out
right
there
here,
like
right
that.
here. Clemson Pro Day, 20, I believe 18 or 19. They had a running back named Adam Choice back in 2018-17 season. He was like a not third down. He was like a short yardage goal line plotting type of back. You know, like his longest carry was maybe 20 yards. Like he was not a burner, whatever at all. 5'10", 230 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the blogs, like you know how like college teams always have these like forum blogs that follow them. They're always super fan heavy and like not objective at all. And so like this one of these super fan little blogs was trying to hand time the 40-yard dash. And one of the guys goes, "All right, I got a 4.26 for Adam Choice." Will, what the fuck did you just say? A 4.26 for Adam Choice.
Right.
The 200, that would be like clocking Alec Ingold at a 4.26. Like, respect to Adam Ingold. You're not running no 4.2, 4.3. And he said it with just a straight face. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't like this man legitimately just was like, "Yep, I got 4.26. We're like, okay, we don't pay attention to whatever they are. I forget the name. TCI, I think it was I don't even remember what they were called at this point. Like I tuned them out so hard after that in one moment. But yeah, man, like,
that's Chris Johnson numbers right there, bro. 4.26.
4.2. I could probably text. I'm still in a group chat with a couple of my friends from that beat. I could probably text them right now and ask them, "Do you remember Adam Choice's 40 time?" And everybody's gonna stop what they're doing and laugh. Like it was. God, I forgot about that. I gotta spend some more time looking at these, man. Like that's a good. These are nostalgic moments in my career that I want to appreciate.
Yeah. That there's no doubt because that's what I was just thinking about with all my credentials. It's like I could that'll probably bring up some stuff that I remember from one thing or another, and it's obviously 30 something years of doing it. So yeah, there's a lot of stories there to be told. All right, when we look at the Dalvin Cook situation, you got Josh Jacobs that if he doesn't get a deal by Monday, he's not, signing, and he's got to settle for a 1-year deal after that. Saquon Barkley also has got a deadline. What do you think happens with these situations? Because there's a lot of the same going on. See, Aaron Jones understood his situation and took the pay cut. Some guys have been willing to kind of look at that situation, then other guys, and I get Saquon Barkley's a little pissed that they went with the quarterback instead of him when really he's come on, bro. You know, it's kind of like that's the guy that scares you on the offense, not the quarterback, to be quite honest. I think what scares you about that quarterback is him running more than anything else. It's not really his arm that's going to kill you that badly. So I understand the frustrations from those guys. Josh Jacobs led the NFL in yards from scrimmage. So this guy is a stud. But what's happening here with all this? With all of this, is this stuff really going to end up happening where we're going to have holdouts with these guys? Because
I don't
Le'Veon
think so
Bell, that didn't work
because that's the reason why there's a precedent for running backs holding out. The league will move on without you. Every time
yeah.
if you try to hold out, somebody else is going to come back in the league and do relatively what you do. Like I'm not saying like there's a next Saquon Barkley coming per se, but like there's a guy who is going to come out of nowhere and you could run for 1,100, 1,200 yards, and the Giants will say, you know what, this guy cost us like 750K. Let's pay him.
Remember when Derrick Henry got a little banged up and then Foreman took over and Foreman was running with it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Not that he's Derrick Henry. Nobody's comparing him to the ultimate beast. But I'm just saying, the
it's
Donta Foreman did a really nice job filling in, dude.
it's hard, and I'm trying to type in Le'Veon Bell's sports reference page because I want to see what his numbers were the year before his holdout. Because if I remember correctly, it's not like he was. Yeah, it's not. He had one of his best seasons. It's not like
Right.
he was
Oh no.
declining.
No,
25
not at
years
all.
old,
He was in
all
the
pro.
pinnacle of his career, bro. He was in the pinnacle of his career when he did that stupidity.
All
Yeah.
pro. He did have
Yes.
321 carries that season, but still, all pro, 9 touchdowns, 4 yards per carry. How many yards from scrimmage do we got? 1,900 yards from scrimmage. Like, it's not like he was a scrub.
No,
But
dude.
that year off, like, and not being able, you saw how much Deshaun Watson struggled last year after a year and a half off. Deserved, but after a year and a half off.
Right. Yeah.
That time away from the game has an impact. It takes a while to get back up to game speed. Deshaun is going to get another year because they're paying him $230 freaking million guaranteed. He's going to get another year. As a running back, if you struggle to get on course for a season after taking a year off, your ass is going to Detroit. Your ass is going to Jacksonville. You're going to, obviously like those jokes don't really work anymore. So let me adjust. You're going to Houston. You're going to Arizona. You're going to one of these scrub teams that are going to pay for a flash in the pan and I hope that you reclaim glory, but ultimately you're not going to win shit and you're not going to do anything because there's no time to have a down year as a running back. It's too replaceable of a position. So I think like that's what their agents are going to say is like, look, man, your paycheck is my paycheck. So like I'm all aboard. I'm all for you trying to squeeze as much as you can out of it. But there's a limit, and I think the team knows that. It's hard to hold out now, man. Like there are rules in place to prevent this from happening. You're going to lose more than it's really worth.
Marcel, where are we with Tyreek Hill and his case? Because we kind of have heard this thing has gone like complete, shutdown. There's no information out. We don't know where anything stands. We don't know if there's, is this a long court case situation? Is this going to get settled out? What is the NFL
Hey,
doing? Where's the video?
dude,
What?
do
A lot
you
of
remember?
questions.
You remember what I said? I was in the car, pulled over to the side of the road when you asked me about why Drew Rosenhaus isn't saying anything on TV, why they're not defending. Remember what I said? People will forget anything if you let them.
Bro.
Anything. That's why like Twitter is easier than people make it. Like if I have a bad take on Twitter, I might defend myself 2 or 3 times and then I'm out. I'm done. I'm done talking back. because you're gonna
Right,
forget about it by the next day.
right,
Like
right.
being person of the day is absurd. Like
Yeah,
or being person of the day might happen. Being person of the week is asinine. So
yeah.
like Tyreek and Drew said, "Hey,
No, no,
stop talking about
you're right because look at the Dwayne Wade situation now because he picked Allen Iverson to be his representative for the induction. And then he gave out the excuse that he picked Iverson because that's threes because he wore for his favorite player, and that was complete BS. He wore three because it was the Holy Trinity, and he was, really religious, and he was more conservative then, which obviously now he's not. So he didn't want to get into the politics. So he threw out the Iverson crap, and most people bid on it and chewed on it and believed it. And that's because they forget what he originally said, why he wore three. So it's just one of those. But it was convenient for him and smart too, by the way, because he doesn't need to get into he's already been through the whole mess and the whole politics and the whole argument with, because of his kid and all that stuff. So I guess he wanted to avoid that. But you're right. People forget immediately.
this
They don't
is
have a long-term memory. Yeah, you're right.
it's a vicious news cycle. Again, nobody was talking
Yeah,
about Xavier Howard after a couple weeks. Man, nobody
right.
was talking about the fact that the case was thrown out. The case was thrown out because like you don't want it to be if you don't want it to be news, don't talk about it. People will forget. So like I said, that's what's happening here. People will forget about it. I promise you, because this is my job. I haven't thought about Tyreek Hill's case in a week,
Mm,
or so. Been on
yeah.
vacation, but I haven't thought about it in a week. We will know more when it's time to know more. But until then, you don't want to waste brain power on something that it's not gonna make a difference.
Well, we
You
have
know,
no
with,
control.
with,
Yeah,
with no control over it. Legal
yeah.
process is playing out. That's what that is what is happening. If there comes a time where a suspension looks realistic, we will hear about it. We will report it. But until then, operate as if the legal process will pay out and he'll be fine. You see how long it takes for Alvin Kamara was arrested like two
Oh, yeah,
years ago,
I know.
and it just now got resolved. That was like
Yeah,
2 years ago in Vegas. Remember
yeah,
all last season or the season before? Don't draft Kamara. He's going to be suspended. It's coming. It's coming.
right. Yeah.
Who
No, you're
cares?
right.
Who
You're
cares?
right. And it's taking forever. Yeah,
Devontae Adams pushing the photographer down. That just
yeah,
got resolved like a couple
yeah.
weeks ago. Just got
And that's
resolved.
and that's a little more of an internal thing because it happened on an NFL property and all that kind of stuff. So that one can be even more controlled by the league and everybody else, and yet that process took forever. You're right. You're right.
Yes.
So, yeah. So we're
Again,
looking at
don't waste your.
we're looking at something that might even affect him next year, not even this year. Because, well, somebody told me, "Oh, our luck, it'll be a playoff game." I go, "The NFL doesn't do it that way. It'll be a regular season game."
No. Yeah.
And because once you know what? I kind of think that once the regular season starts, there won't be a suspension at all because they're not going to do it in week 7 or week 12 because that's just not fair. It would have to be at the beginning of next year. They'll say, okay, it was start of the 2024 season. He's out for a game or two or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Plus,
saying?
I think you can appeal, and that drags the
Right,
process out. Like I
right,
mean,
right.
Ezekiel Elliott comes to mind there, which was I think the most annoying fantasy football season of all time. As somebody who had Ezekiel Elliott, but we don't have to go there.
No,
Uh,
I got you. I got you.
Myself upset. Sorry, I had to take a moment. But yeah, like it's not worth using your brain power over. Again, this is something it very well might not be resolved until the 2024 season.
Right.
So
I'm
it'd
with
be
you.
okay.
Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ and catch his work here twice a week doing the Welt and Realm Miami Dolphins report. Marcel, have a great weekend, my friend. We will catch up next week. Thank you.
Yes, sir. See you on Monday or
You got it.
Tuesday.
There you go. You got it. There you go. The great Marcel Louis Jacques. And don't forget to call my friends at Welt and Realm. They are in Hollywood. They can help you in so many different ways. They are an exceptional law firm. They are exceptional people, too, on top of all of that. Daniel Realm is a stunt pilot. Okay. You want some stories? That guy will give you some stories. I need to. I actually we had a storm go through the West Coast area where he's got the plane. I've got to now because I've committed to getting on the plane and him doing stunts. So I got the barf bag and everything ready to go. Jeff, of course, love Jeff. Jeff's been a supporter of the show for decades now, but obviously with Welton Rayom, a proud sponsor of it, and Jeff is my music guy. He and I go back and forth, and we talk a lot of music, man. Some good people. 954-966-4646. And folks, they're there to defend you. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Call my guys, Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.